for years we've been obsessed with the digital divide, which is this idea of basic access, right? That if we could get everybody online, it would be an equal playing field. But what we found is that, as people go out online, they have very differential access, very differential sort of social environments around it. So you have kids that have the always-on access, right? They've got their iPhones, they've got their single computer in their home that is just theirs, and they can do whatever. It's a very different experience than somebody who has just sort of a plain phone and, gets online once in a while at school or shares their home computer with 5 or 6 people. And that participation gap means that they can do very different things. At the very least, think about how much of the technology that we're interested in is obsessed with synchronicity. Synchronicity means that if you can't get online at the same time as all of your other friends and peers, you can't participate. You're totally written out of the narrative. For certain things, you can actually sort of usurp it. If you've got asynchronousness, if you can have friends that sort of can substitute for you. So, you have kids who can't get on to, say, MySpace, but their friend does, so they log into their account and they can, get that information back. But so you've got this dynamic that's, about socioeconomic status, it's about parent control, it's about proxies and filters, at schools and the different dynamics there. But it really complicates the picture because you have such a differential experience. And if you're not engaging the same ways as your peers, you're written out of culture. You don't know what's going on. You don't find out what's happening. And it's not even just the social that you're written out of. At this point, kids share ideas about homework. They do study groups online. If you can't do your study group online, you're also missing out on very real learning, school-related material. And so all of these dynamics come into play that we have to think about not just getting access as a marker of success, but how can we deal with the very real differential access and start to ease it up so that people can participate no matter where they are and they have that always-on dynamic going. Mobile's not bad, but again, we have differential mobile, right? It depends on what carrier you're on, what phone plan you're on, do you have a data plan, all of these different things. Mobile is by no means an equalizer. There's a totally, your average Nokia that can only send text messages and make, 200-minute calls, or 200, minutes of call per month, is a very different experience than having an iPhone with infinite data plan, infinite text, infinite, application adding, right? So they're both mobile, but they're two totally different worlds. And so, the iPhone is a brilliant thing where it has all sorts of possibilities there, but you need to get everybody on that. And that's a really difficult proposition at play, both because we have, the economic implications of all having that phone, the wireless implications of getting access, but also because of the control issues, right? One thing that would ease a lot of this up is if schools and libraries would stop controlling access as a mechanism for safety, because what they end up doing is controlling kids from accessing what's actually popular amongst their peers. So they get written out, reinforced by these environments, unless they know how to work around them and subvert the system, and then it becomes a whole different dynamic.